with us in studio, Shai DeLuca-Tamasi.
Good morning.
Now, you put out a question on
Yes.
your Instagram account, and it was all about galley kitchens. Some
Yes.
people say never, I don't want to have a galley kitchen, it's too tight. Maybe you can explain what it is and what people were saying about it when you put it out there.
Right, so a galley kitchen is really a kitchen that has two sides to it, kind of like a long, narrow corridor almost in between the two. And the funny thing is galley kitchens really created a lot of emotion in that question. It was almost like the politics of interior design.
Really?
People were either one way or the other. I hate it or I love it.
Okay.
So we did put the question out, and it's actually fun. We got some really good answers, and one of them was my absolute favorite. So let me just get to them. So first of all, Layers and Layers from Vancouver said, if a galley kitchen is laid out properly and they're uber efficient, I love cooking by myself, so it's perfect for me.
Absolutely.
Right?
I
Great.
get that.
Lee's from Ottawa, I would not do dark cabinets, no busy wallpaper, lots of lights, which makes a lot of sense, and we'll get to those points too.
Opens it up.
Opens it up. Now, my absolute favorite comment was Emma from Winnipeg, and she says, our first galley kitchen after my husband and I got married was so tight, I conceived two of my children when he tried to squeeze by me to get to the refrigerator. Right? I mean, yeah, galley kitchen's problems. It's, you know.
They can be a little squishy.
It could be a little squishy. So, you know, we talk about everything here, birth control too. So, don't want kids? Don't want kids, make sure your kitchen is a little bit wider.
Right.
Don't buy a galley kitchen, right? That's funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
That is awesome.
So galley kitchens, you know, there are challenges with it, but in effect, galley kitchens are the most efficient and functional kitchens if you're a cook. Most cooks will tell you that.
Think about it. You've got your cooktop here, you've got everything you need here.
Right.
You're just going back and forth from the fridge back over to the here. You need a plate, you go get it and go back over here. It makes sense if you're a chef, if you're a cook.
It does make sense. So basically, when we talk about the logistics of a galley kitchen, there are certain things that in a perfect world we'd have, and then sometimes we've got to work with what we have, right? So most places that have galley kitchens are using galley kitchens because they are compact. You can actually get a lot in terms of space into a galley kitchen. In a perfect world, when you're designing a space, let's say from scratch, and you are deciding to use a galley kitchen, you should have 4 to 6 feet from the back to the front of your galley kitchen. So from the two work areas, let's say.
Okay.
In a perfect world.
That's a lot of space.
That's a lot of space. It's not happening. In most homes, in most condos, it's not happening. So 36 inches is kind of a minimum. You want to have 36 inches between the two sides. And that's really important. And that's important for people like our Winnipeg viewer who doesn't want to get pregnant. So you want to be able to walk by and you want to be able to have clearance from it.
And open, you know, open dishwashers and open doors.
You got it. And then we also always talk about the triangle of work, right? So there should be, in a perfect world, we're going to have 8 feet between any two appliances. So from the kitchen to the dishwasher, from the dishwasher to the stove, and so on and so forth. Not always feasible.
That's also a lot of space.
It's a lot of space. It's not always feasible. So really what I like to tell people is if you can open your cabinets, if you can open your oven, and there's no issue of the oven door hitting, let's say, the back part, you're all right. You're all right. So, now, let's talk about also the design in a galley kitchen, choosing finishes that you can do. And what I love about galley kitchens is for a lot of rentals out there, galley kitchens, you know, you walk into an apartment, most apartments in Toronto will have a galley kitchen because it's a space saver. But people think, you know what, I'm renting my space, can't do much with a galley kitchen. Untrue. We're going to give some tips right now that you can actually do even if you're renting the space and then put it back after.
Oh, that's good.
Everything here is from IKEA. I love how IKEA has stepped it up in terms of their finishes in kitchen product that they're showing. So this is a section kitchen from IKEA.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
So much fun, right?
Love it.
It's colorful, it's young, it's vibrant, a lot of fun. And what we did is we did the opaque cabinets on the bottom and then glass or translucent, transparent cabinets on the top, backlit. So what that's going to do is it's going to make it feel airier. It's not so heavy and just a wall of cabinets, for example. Right?
What about the stripes you've put on the back there? So that could be wallpaper, that could be paint.
It could be wallpaper, it could be paint, but again, because I wanted to try to keep it something that was doable for people that don't necessarily have a huge budget, then painting a backsplash like that with a barcode and kind of introducing the colors that we see in the rest of the kitchen is a great idea. Now, the thing that I do want to point out also is that you see here at the bottom that we've used this as our base cabinets, and it's in a walnut. I like to do darker cabinets or a wood finish on the base because it'll ground the space a little bit better when you're deciding to do, you know, colors or translucent up on top. Let's move over here for a second to the open shelves. So open shelves are a great way to make it feel a lot more airy, a lot lot bigger in the space. Lighting as well. Now, sometimes you can't actually take off the cabinets if you're renting an apartment, but if you take the fronts off and have them open and cover where the hinges were, it'll give the feeling or the illusion that you have open shelves.
Right.
It's an illusion, but it makes it feel a lot better.
And look, you have a little eat-in kitchen.
A little eat-in kitchen. You know what I absolutely love about this table?
You have a little table here.
This is actually drop leaf. So if you get that down, this actually just folds down right. And this is perfect for small kitchens, for galley kitchens, because you don't usually have eat-in. Now, speaking of eat-in, if you do have a little bit more space to one end or the other, we're going to show some pictures now of you can either do an eat-in island with bar stools, or get a drop leaf like this with actually 2 leaves on the sides, and that will be double the seating for anybody who's coming over.
Okay, so let's take a look at that. We've got the metal island there. This is something that you can just incorporate into your galley. It's not going to take up a ton of space.
Right, exactly.
Or you can do a table, as you mentioned. It can be closed.
Right, so it's a drop leaf. So it's basically a double one of these. So this is on the wall. This is actually a double one that you can actually put at the end of your galley. And when you have guests over, you flip up both sides. That's seating for 4, even 6
I love that. Very nice. Okay, so a galley kitchen, you can do a lot with it. You can use color.
You can.
Don't feel like you can't have any fun.
No, please do use color.
Have some fun. After the show, we are going to draw for a $250 gift card from IKEA. Thank you to IKEA for building our galley. Amazing. And great work. And for your chance to win one, if you're at home, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cityline, and you could win one as well.